Salute, salute, salute. Bah. So my immediate reaction to the second press conference of Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford, I just feel like once again, Errol Spence is just more dialed in and focused and locked in. He seemed like he more mature, seemed like he more prepared, seemed more serious, seemed more dangerous, he seems to be more of the dictator of the conference, and he also seems to be the more dominant. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Terrence Bud Crawford and to Big Bo McIntyre. I mean, I feel like they sticking to their script. You know what I'm saying? They staying solid. Terrence Bud Crawford, I feel like going back and forth with Errol Spence just gets the best of him. You know what I mean? And he always just is able to one-up him and put him in his place, kind of check him properly. But they had some good banter going back and forth, jovial, tongue-in-cheek type of shit. But when it got serious, when the conversation started to get heated and, you know what I'm saying, start putting a little bit more of the fire to it, when you start to, you know what I'm saying, really start to turn the heat up, I just feel like Errol Spence just can go higher. He just can withstand more. I just think mentally and physically he just built different from Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong, but when I see Terrence Bud Crawford, I just kind of see his whole face getting smashed in. You know what I mean? And when I hear him talk, I hear him say things that are just kind of easily debunked and easily retorted. You know what I mean? Like he says things that to me is very easily to be dismantled but at the end of the day, he's sticking to his guns as far as his resume, which is all cool. He said, like, I felt he went home and thought about the first press conference and tried to come back with the second press conference a little bit more prepared with a little bit more firepower. And he was talking about filleting the fish and et cetera, which that really didn't hold up well, because you're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need more than a fishing pole. I'm gonna turn your whole boat over. I'm the Moby Dick, I'm the Megalodon, I'm the big shark, I'm the biggest. And that whole catching like a little regular fish, that just didn't really bode well, didn't really fit well with what he was trying to get across the table. But then he was talking about Errol Spence said he wants to break my will, and I'm focused on breaking his face. I'm trying to break his face. And I said, that sound good, but at the end of the day, you know, a bunch of people gonna say, who face did you break? Because we know Errol Spence didn't broke, you know what I'm saying, Jordanus Ugas' face, and you know he broke Kell Brook's face. And you fought Kell Brook and you didn't break his face. I don't understand. It's like, who face did you break? You knocked some guys out. Amir Khan quit. Sean Porter daddy threw in the towel. Kell Brook, the referee, jumped in there and stopped it before it got brutal and ugly. But you had him against the ropes. You had him, you know what I'm saying, about to get knocked out. You had David Benavidez about to get knocked out. You knocked out 10 guys. You know what I'm saying? You knocked out 10 guys. Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Sean Porter, Agitas Kavalauskas, David Avanesian. You knocked out, who else you knocked out in the welterweight? Did I say Kell Brook? Whatever. You done knocked out 10 guys, and you saying that if Errol get out of line, it's going to be 11. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like that little slogan. You can stay on that page. But Errol Spence was like, look, you know I'm going to get out of line. He already told you that he's stepping. You know what I mean? So I do see somewhat of a fight breaking out here and there, but I just feel like anytime a fight, I don't know, I'm not going to make predictions and all that. The press conference was cool. I think it had all the glitz and the glamour that it should have. I think it looked very professional. I think it looked like it was classic throwback type of conference, but it also looked like the future of boxing. You had Errol Spence talking about the sanctioning bodies. You had Errol Spence talking about, fighters putting their life on the line and people not supporting them. People complaining, or he said somebody was kind of complaining about the expense of the merchandise, the t-shirt. I might go ahead and get me a t-shirt just because he said that, like, you'll go buy a Versace or you'll go buy a Louis Vuitton and you're not complaining about their price. You know what I'm saying? And they won't even spend the time of day to talk to you, and they're not putting on a performance for entertaining you and putting their life on the line at all. So people will spend all kind of money on a logo for a t-shirt but won't support, their favorite fighter. I feel like Errol Spence is one of my favorite fighters, and if they ain't sold out, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get me one of those Smoking on Bud Tour t-shirts. I think it's a dope t-shirt, and I want to support Errol Spence in this fight. I feel like he stayed to the task. He stayed committed to his destiny and his dreams and his goals, and he's trying to accomplish them. I know, Terrence Bud Crawford was saying we already been there and done that. We already did undisputed at 140, and I'm like, man, that's cool. But at the same time, Julius Indongo, man, he is not Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect. I don't want to disrespect nobody on Terrence Bud Crawford resume. Julius Indongo, Ricky Burns, Victor Postal, Hammer and Hank Lundy. You know what I'm saying? All those guys. Even Jeff Horns and David Avenesians, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody hitting fought, I give him a proper salute. But ain't none of them guys Errol Spence. When I watch Julius Indongo, he definitely ain't on the same level as Errol Spence. So I just don't see why you saying you being undisputed, fighting against Julius Indongo, been there and done that, when you looking at Errol Spence. And it's just two different things. Jeff Horn and Errol Spence is two different things. David Avenesian, Errol Spence is two different things. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, yeah, you can say Sean Porter and Kell Brook, and you can argue back and forth whether or not Sean Porter, because Terrence Bud Crawford said this, and I'm going to say this, and this is my last thing I'm going to say. Terrence Bud Crawford said when he was talking to Sean Porter for this fight, he said the only reason why they want me to fight you is to get a gauge on me versus Errol Spence, because you fought Errol Spence, and when I fight you, when Terrence Bud Crawford fights Sean Porter, they're just trying to use that as a gauge to see what kind of welterweight I really am. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe that's absolutely the truth. As far as I wanted to see, that was the whole issue with me. It's like I wanted to see Sean Porter fight Terrence Bud Crawford, to use Sean Porter as a gauge, because he, in his past, has always been what Teddy Atlas calls a truth machine. He's a great barometer. He's a great truth machine. He's going to reveal the truth. When you fight Sean Porter, he gonna be gauged as far as what kind of fighter you are. But my only issue is when you know that Sean Porter didn't train the same way. It's like if you was using the gauge, a tire gauge, and it was malfunction, it didn't work right, and you used the damn tire gauge on your tires, but the gauge was not functioning correctly. Now you riding around on flat tires and you don't even know it. And that's what I'm saying for Terrence Bud Crawford. Sean Porter didn't do him no service by coming in there underprepared. In my opinion, Sean Porter gave him a little boost up, making him think he can get up higher than he really can without the boost. If Sean Porter really came in there the way he was supposed to, it would have made Terrence Bud Crawford even better. He probably still would have won, but he would have came out better, not having to worry about what Sean Porter really trained all the way. You can't tell me it's not in the back of his mind that Sean Porter didn't train as hard for him, because they was friends, because he was halfway retired. Sean Porter was a gauge that wasn't working properly, and then you stick it in your damn tire to see how much air you really got. And it's reading you incorrect gauge information, so now you riding around thinking you straight and you on flat tires. And then you finna get in here and go on a race against the best car that you never raced in your life. It's Nocturnal Thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Shouts out to Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Very professional. He focused. He confident. You know what I'm saying? Him and Bo Mack, they look like they ready. He looked like a kid to me. He looked like a high school kid, mental-wise and physically-wise, standing next to Errol Spence. Errol Spence looking like a reservoir dog. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my crown goes off to Terrence Bud Crawford and to Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence won the press conference, hands down. Those are my thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Salute, salute, salute. Bow.